Children, in continuation with the properties of light, today we have one more thing to discuss. Let's on the screen please. An astronaut just now who has landed over, he is going to check himself how he is when he is coming from space to the earth surface. So immediately he is heading towards the mirror to check his identity how he is. So after checking himself in the mirror, the same exact, it looks like exactly the same. He was shocked. So what is the phenomena behind this, and what may be the another person? He could find out exactly the same person on the mirror itself. So what is it? It is called as an image. So what is an image? When the rays of light diverging from a point after reflection or refraction, when a rays of light diverging from a point after reflection or refraction, they are appears to be meeting at a point, or they may directly or actually meet at one point. That point is called as the image of that object. Here the astronauts, all the rays which are coming from his side will be meeting at a point, and he can see able to see his image exactly on the mirror. So this is called image, children. Now let us go to see the types of images. We have two types of images. The first one is real image and the second one is the virtual image. Let's start with the virtual image. Yeah, this is the virtual image. You can see very clearly. Virtual image in the sense, let us take a plane mirror. So plane, this is the mirror, and one side it was given a coating. So this is the object. We can assume that this is the object. This is the object. Object is here. Now these are the incident rays. The rays which are falling from this direction are the incident rays. After touching the mirror, these are the reflected rays. We know already reflection phenomena. Incident rays after touching an obstacle will come back to the same medium, which is called as a reflection, right? So incident rays after touching come back to the in this direction. So here the eye, the pointer is there, an observer who is observing. For him, he is actually the rays are coming from this side, because here actually the rays are not meeting, but they are appears to be meeting at one point. That point is called as the image, where the image will form. It means the eye is feeling that the image is from this direction, but actually the rays are coming from this side. This is what happens when we look into a plane mirror. So early morning every day you will be getting ready to come to school, right? So when you stand in front of the mirror, the image which you can see on your own is a virtual image. The image is called as a virtual image, because the reflected rays are not actually meeting, they are appears to be meeting at a point. That is called as virtual image. Let us see some properties of this. When the rays of light diverging from a point after reflection appears to diverge from another point, then the image so called formed is called as virtual image. This is the definition. Just now we have seen the virtual image. And example, image of our face in a plane mirror. That's just what we have discussed. Virtual images cannot be formed on a screen. Very interesting point is these virtual images cannot be formed on a screen. And now virtual images are always erect upright. Upright means as usual. How our object is, like that it is upright. The path of the rays forming a virtual image is shown by dotted lines. If in a ray diagram there are dotted lines, in the sense it represents a virtual image. Real image. Moving on to the next one, the real image. You can see over here very clearly the ray. If this is a mirror and another type of mirror, and these are the rays directly falling on the mirror, and after touching the mirror these rays are reflecting, and these both the rays, reflected rays, are actually meeting at a point. That point is called as real image. That point is called as real image. So if the rays, reflected rays, are really not meeting but appears to be meeting, that is called as a virtual image. After reflection, if the rays are really meeting, converging at a point, then the image formed is called as a real image. When the rays of light, this is called as the definition of real image, which we have seen. Example, motion and still pictures projected on the screen in a cinema hall or real images. Whenever you go to a movie on the screen, on the big screen, whatever the images you are seeing, the hero, heroine, villain, etc., all those images are example for real images. Next, real images are always inverted. It means if you take this pen, its real image will be like this, in an inverted position always. Real images and the path of the range which form them are shown by continuous lines. Dotted lines represent virtual images, continuous lines represent real images. This is the example. Here candle is there due to its real image is inverted. Clear, children? Next, differences between an image and a shadow. Previously, earlier we have discussed about shadows, right? So now, difference between image and a shadow. Let us see the differences. We know that shadows are not colored. Clear? Shadows are always dark because the path of the light, where the path of the light is blocked by an object, then only we will get a shadow. Means shadow means an area or the region where there is no light. So shadows are not colored, whereas but an image has colors that are same as that of the object. Also, a shadow shows only the outline of the object, whereas an image shows complete object as it is, just like a photograph. It means if you see yourself in a mirror, that is called as an image. If you are standing in front of the light and backside, you can see a black type, that is shadow. Clear, children? That is the difference between an image and a shadow. Now, let us see some characteristics of the images formed by a plane mirror. So, here you can see this is the plane mirror here. Here is the candle. Here is the image. As I said, dotted lines represents the virtual image, right? So, we can say that plane mirror will gives us a virtual image of the object. Next, the image is formed behind the mirror and has the same size as the object. This astronaut image is forming behind the mirror in the sense inside the mirror. If you can see your image in the plane mirror, you are standing here, this is the plane mirror, you can see it's behind of that plane mirror, right? And the size is same. Object size and image size is always same in the plane mirror, and object distance is equals to image distance. The distance between the object and the image is same, and size is also the same. Next, plane mirror gives us laterally inverted image. What is laterally inverted image? Let's see. The phenomena of left appearing as right in a plane mirror is called lateral inversion. Have you ever seen this? If you go in front of a plane mirror and if you raise your right hand, it will be showing your left hand. That is called lateral inversion. You can see here the image is laterally inverted exactly on the screen. This person is raising his right hand actually, but in the mirror it is showing the left hand of an image. This is called as lateral inversion. So plane mirror will gives a virtual image, will gives a laterally inverted image, and the size and distance of an object is equals to the size and distance of the image. The image is virtual, it cannot be received on a screen, and the image is erect. And moving on to finally the field of vision. The field of vision is said to be the area visible from the perspective of the observer through the mirror. Whatever the area we can see through the mirror, that is called as our field of vision. For that purpose, we have two eyes. As with our two eyes, a human being can see a field of vision, field view of 180 degrees with two eyes open. With one eye open, he can see 150 degrees up to. This is the field view of a human being. Okay, the field of vision depends upon many factors. Let's see the observer's position with respect to mirror. If you are exactly in front, the view is different. If you are with some angle, view is different. The observer's distance from the mirror, even distance also will plays a vital role here. The length of the mirror's length also will depends. Below you will find the steps necessary to determine exactly field vision of a plane mirror. Let us see what are the how to find out the field vision of a plane mirror stepwise. There are simple 4 steps. Let us see. Step 1 is draw a reflected angle from both the extremes of the mirror to the eye. Let us take a mirror and coat one side because one side of the mirror will be coated. If this is the eye which we are viewing, he is asked to draw reflected angle. So I have drawn from two exterior angles like this. Okay. Step 2. Measure the reflected angles. Note that two angles need not be necessarily the same. We have to measure, but it need not be necessarily the same. So we can write this angle as theta r1, this is theta r2, whereas these are reflected angles, so r1 r2. Incident angles means let's take I1 I2. Step 3, draw the incident angle equal to the reflected angle. Simple. Again take the same mirror as we have already drawn the reflected angle, right, like this and like this. For this incident ray will be like this. For this incident ray will be like this. These are the reflected rays. This will be theta I1, as I said, incident ray angle. This is theta R1. This is theta R2. This is theta I2, secondary incident ray angle. Now color in the field of vision. So this will be the colored part. So in this way we will find out the field vision of a plane mirror. Hope you have understood the session. Thank you.